Welcome back to Tech Line. It's been a long time since we've had a Tech Line. Let me think. I think the last time we had a Tech Line was Hindenburg. So it's been about a year, I'd say, since we had a Tech Line. And we're going to be doing Sejong, the Tier 9 Tech Line ship. Now, boosters, I don't have an economic package, so this is literally just, non-economics, so we'll remove all that plus the boosters we had on. So that's what we were running. Armor-wise, you get 32 millimeter side and a Citadel armor 95, but again, that doesn't really do much because, let's be honest, they go right through the bow. If you can get lucky and bounce it on that 32 plating, you're going to get some lucky shots. And you'll see quite a few of them kind of overpinning the superstructure, hitting in just that area where the shells are bouncing off. And as you can tell, that's a very small margin, like you're trying to angle. And that's not easy to do, especially when your bow is a huge piece of it right there. So you have to be wary of being overmatched through that. I do have full survivability on here and everything, so it ends up being 36,050 HP. That's with the flags, that's with the skills, that's with everything, and a 4% torpedo reduction. Again, the guns are her main armament, 4-second main battery, 4-second switch time without gun feeder. 180 is 5 seconds. Max range is 15 kilometers. It is a little on the short side, that's for sure. But overall, I would say it's mainly just Atlanta. I would honestly just call it an Atlanta, a Pan-Asian Atlanta. Yeah, an upgunned Pan-Asian Atlanta. That's basically what it is. It's more torps. 8 torps per side, so that's 16 plus the reload booster, so you're having the ability to launch 32 torps. Again, but the downside of launching 32 torps is, again, you're having to expose your whole ship. And that's what's going to kill you. Maneuverability-wise, I believe I am invested in maneuverability with the rudder shift and everything. 37.5 knots, that's pretty decent, with a concealment of 9.7. Module-wise, I'm actually not running that one. So that is actually the rudder shift, with the standard, is 7.7 is the rudder shift, sorry. And then main armaments, engine room, because you have 16 millimeter back aft, so your steering, your gears, everything's going to get knocked out. Aiming systems, of course, propulsion, because you're stopping in smoke and you're going and you're stopping, really depends. And then obviously the last two. They actually recommended torpedo, but I went with main battery because main guns. I always stress that. Your guns are your biggest asset. If you're lucky enough and you get those matches where you're dropping 32 torps and you're getting, or 64 torps and you're getting 32 hits, and you're getting massive amounts of damage, then kudos. That's one of those rare matches. But I guarantee you to kind of see if you can do that consistently. Main guns offer more consistency. We don't have any camel or anything on her, but I am running the special Captain De Rong from the Armory. I believe this one was... I think this one's doubloons, I believe, or coal. I know there's one doubloons one that is 1,500, and then there's 35,000, I believe, for the commander with coal. But for the build, I put Swift Fish, priority target, superintendent, survivability expert, concealment, adrenaline rush, and heavy AP and HE. Honestly, for 6 points, I really don't know if Pack a Punch is worth it. I would rather go with Demolition Expert, Yeah, because you're getting that increased perk. So then your guns are going from basically a 9.5 to an 11% fire chance, which is a pretty decent little jump. So I honestly would take Demolition Activate and run the Special Captain, because you're going to get that increased heal of Superintendent, which is 500 HP per ship tier versus 350. So that's 150 HP. Big difference with the Sejong. Huge difference. It's a massive difference. And you will notice that HP considerably in the replay. That I come extremely close to death multiple times, but it's that little bit of HP I have that has been built up over the perks and the flag that is basically saving me. Like if you took the flag and the perk away, I would be dead. But let's get into the actual replay so you can see Sejong, because I feel like you'll get a better sense of how to play her by watching the replay. Welcome back, folks. We are in the Sejongen with Team Whizbane, St. Louis, Alisas, WOWSOPERATIONSREPLAYS, with teammates Roketsuki and Cap in the Blucher and the Jean de Bart. And this was an interesting one. It was a very interesting match. Sorry about that if you saw that. I am using this mode though to grind these Sejong. And I've been really liking the ship in this mode. I really do. I've honestly been really enjoying the Sejong. I think it's a great ship. I will say though that I do have full health and everything on it. Every kind of health buff you can think of is on this ship. The flag, the skills, and it still doesn't feel like enough. By far. So it does take a significant amount of micromanaging. Like, significant. It's not an easy ship. If anything, I'd compare it to being like the Neptune and the Minnow. It's very, very... You have to be very careful. And remember, you don't get great armor. You get, what, I think it's 25 millimeters of armor. You don't, yeah, I think it's 25 or 27. Yeah, it's not a lot of HP, and a lot of these guns you're facing, the Mutsu, the Heinrich, Warspite, Ashitaka, Scharnhorst, they will overmatch you or do significant damage to you. Hell, even the Molotov gets scary. It does have 180 millimeter guns, which are Donskoy guns. And we are trying to help our team farm Roketsuki and them. And Roketsuki's go for the DDs, and I was like, no. Cap, you go do your stuff. I'll take the DDs. I have the better guns. And I was slightly worried here. I believe it was after this one, or maybe it was the first one. I honestly, when I was going in here, I was actually kind of scared of Torps. And I'm pretty sure it was that first set I was worried about the most. Again, remember, DD damage equals big XP, so we're going for the DDs. And we pick up all 4 DDs, and we have a nice nifty 50,000 K. Now this one, I was very kind of really... I still don't know what happened here, because look at the Molotov. He's at 1,000 HP. I'm not even shooting the Molotov, if anything. And I literally went for the Shinonome, and I ended up killing the Molotov still in the process. And I'm like, well, how did that even happen? I honestly thought he would have died. And the guns do seem to get knocked out a lot. They are... Honestly, you know, I played Atlanta. This thing, I swear, gets its guns knocked out a significant lot more than the Atlanta does. And it basically feels like it's just a big-ass Atlanta. Fortunately, we're getting lucky with those overpins. And the superstructure shots. That's, you know, that's saving us, by far. And the other advantage about having such a small health pool, these fleet heals actually will do pretty much the same as a normal heal. So I've still got 4 main charges of heals left. And I've got 2 fleet charges after this. So I've got quite a bit of HP still. This is where I have no idea how in the hell I lived. And remember, Aquila does have armor-piercing rockets, and they're very good armor-piercing rockets, and they will Citadel me and kill me. So I am very, very worried about that. Although I don't know why I went broadside. Fortunately, you know, it only temporarily knocks out the gun. And I'm like, oh, hi there. Those are my exact words. And I'm like, okay. And I mean, we can see the torp tubes. And I'm like, ah, shit. And I'm like, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I think if I had taken that other torp, I think I missed a torp. Or maybe I did take them all. I feel like I missed one torp. Yeah. It's not looking great. I have literally not a lot of HP left. I still can get my heals off and get some more HP, but it's not a lot of HP. I was very kind of annoyed about that. I really wanted my torp to hit, but we will get the damage on the Gallant, which is a good consolation for us. Fortunately, we do knock out the Aquila's planes before he is able to put another strike on me. And unfortunately, since it is an Aquila, even though it has that armor, yeah, it's not even really worth trying. Someone just slapped the Repulse. I believe that was World Cap Super. Now remember, I'm still basically at death's door here. I only have 7,500 left. That's not a lot. Though, yeah, because I could have been very aggressive, but those 7 torps I took, and I did double check it. It was 7 torps afterwards. I should have died. Now remember everyone, Whizbane is basically a German Atlanta. I mean, that's what it's basically marketed as. It's a German Atlanta. That was released with a very, very hefty price tag. I believe it was about $100, $150, I believe. Depending on if you were lucky to get it in the crates. less if you got it in the crates, but if you had to literally go all the way to the end, you know, it's probably about $150 to $200. So it's a fairly significant amount of money. And now the only way to really get the ship, I believe, I think it's in still some of the containers, but I believe it's mostly out of the Santa containers. Honestly, though, I'm really divided on it. I really think if you really want something that's in Atlanta, just go for the original. Just go for the original. The original's so good. There's so many strengths to the original, and I rarely see any players complain about the Atlanta. I remember when they were. This was probably back in 2015, 16. I remember that they were. I remember one article, on warships that actually said that we are removing the Atlanta because it is so overpowered in randoms. You know, we're getting battleships that are just getting burned down. I remember that. I remember that they did think about, you know, and that's going to really hurt right there. Ow. But I remember I swear they were going to remove the Atlanta. And I want to say they did for a time being and then brought it back. But I remember distinctly picking up the Atlanta because I thought it was going to go away. In all honesty, I should have done the same thing with the Mikhail Kutuzov in the Belfast. I had the money probably back then. I don't really know why I didn't just spend the money to get the two ships. I really don't. I mean, in all honesty, I was still a fairly new player. Like, still fairly new. Maybe a year old, I would say. I remember the one Halloween when the Fujin came out, you know, I could have got the Fujin. The Halloween version of it, and yeah. So I've had my opportunities to get some rare ships, but you know I've also been able to get my other fair share of rare ships. I mean, you know, Kutuzov, Belfast, Haida. Those are some. I mean, they're good ships for competitive modes. And don't get me wrong, I would have liked to have those ships for solely tier 7 rank and stuff by far. I mean. That's what I really want them for. But I got my fair share of rare ships. And I've got some pretty good quality rare ships. So I'm not, like, solely sad about it. And I'm like, don't shoot the Blucher, don't shoot the Issa. My torps are going to get it. I want more damage on that thing. 3 torps, and he dies. Cap is going to go in for a side hit. And you can literally watch the kill feed. And I wasn't even paying attention in the kill feed when I was playing this. I swear when we killed this, we literally sunk Cap, literally all these good reinforcement ships. And I got 12 kills, 50 plane kills, 200k, roughly around 200k. It's not bad. Going to the team score, top with 1524, Cap is 1509, Ro Katsuki is 1427, 27 kills between our division. And almost 80 plane kills. Quite a bit. Quite a bit there. I honestly thought the Varusparrow would be a lot higher up. Because when I was in this, I was thinking, okay, he's going to be one I'm going to be competing with. Sadly, it wasn't really. Go to the HE damage so you can see that. Not a lot in terms of HE damage taken. Not a lot at all. Then we go to the torpedoes. that's where we start getting into a little bit of issue. The 7 torpedoes literally did the torpedoes from the torpedo boats literally did, like, what is that, 26,000 to our HP pool? If that, at least 24,000. Then you had the Benson torp for 13,000. So I literally lost more HP than my whole ship combined. I literally took double the damage that my ship is able to take and survived. So I was actually very ecstatic and also very, very shocked I even lived through that. I'm still shaking my head and I was like, how in the hell am I still alive? And there's some pretty other closer ones on the list. There's some pretty close ones. Well, we'll get to those ones for sure.